Good day, learners. Welcome to TLE 9. This lesson will be your third quarter in week 7 and 8. Today, you are going to practice occupational health and safety procedures. Okay, these are our learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to do the following. First, we have LO1, identify hazards and risks. LO2, evaluate hazards and risks. LO3, control hazard and risks. And lastly, we have LO4, maintain occupational health and safety awareness. Okay, let's move on to definition of terms. Accident is an event occurring unintentionally or by chance. Control means to direct or determine. First aid, as it implies, include all forms of remedies given immediately to human in order to minimize or prevent casualties or fatalities caused by accidents or normal course of time. Next, we have hazard. Involves unforeseen incident that is physically unfavorable to humans or animals. Occupation is an activity in which one is engaged in. Safety, state of being out of danger. Uninjured, not involving risk. Then next we have sanitize, to maintain high standard of housekeeping. The next, we have self-discipline. Refers to doing things spontaneously without being told or ordered. Signs generally refer to objects made by flat sheet metal or wood suspended by a stand or nailed on the post or wall, which are located strategically. Sort, to take out an unnecessary items and dispose the same. The next you have the sweep, means to clean the workshop. Symbols are generally common illustrations printed on the signs which sometimes carry a descriptive word or few words. Systematize. Systematize means to arrange necessary items in good order for use. And last but not the least, we have toxic, deadly, harmful, and poisonous. Okay, let's move on to acronym. OHSP stands for Occupational Health and Safety Procedures. PPE. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. Okay, then let's move on to learning outcome 1. Identify hazards and risks. There are 3 performance standards for this morning. First, you have safety regulations and workplace safety and hazard control practices and procedures are clarified and explained based on organization procedures. Second, hazards arrest in the workplace and their corresponding indicators are identified to minimize or eliminate risk to co-workers, workplace, and environment in accordance with organization procedures. And lastly, contingency measures during workplace accidents, fire, and other emergencies are recognized and established in accordance with organization procedures. Okay, those are our 3 performance standards for this morning. Okay, what do you need to know? Are you ready for our discussion? Okay, but before we proceed to our discussion, let's have an agreement first. Be a good listener, and if you like to become a good listener, only your eyes and ears open. Okay? Hazards and risk identification and control. Okay? The requirements in conducting or identifying hazards. First, we have survey the workplace to identify the hazards. So you should survey the workplace to identify the hazards. Second, this survey must be in writing and must be available to all workers. Third, determine whether any hazard requires personal protective equipment or PPE. Pay special attention to working condition or process that can produce hazard. Reassess hazards whenever necessary, especially when new equipment is installed to avoid accident. Any reassessment must be written and must be available to workers upon request. Okay, these are the 7 working conditions that can produce hazard. So avoid of these 7. First, you have the falling object. So be careful of the objects. Second, objects that can puncture skin. Third, objects that could roll over workers' feet. Fourth, we have toxic chemicals. 5, the heat. And 6, harmful dust. And lastly, we have the radiation. So, you should avoid these 7 in workplace. Okay, let's move on to signs, signals, and barricades. Signs, signals, and barricades are important, if not critical, to the safety of the construction workers. Accident prevention sign and tags. The first here we have the general. Sign and symbol required shall be visible at all times when work is being performed, and shall be removed or covered promptly when the hazard does not exist anymore. Second, we have the danger signs. Danger signs shall be used only where an immediate hazard exists. As you can see the picture below, that is the danger sign. Danger sign should be read as the predominating color for the upper panel, outlined on the borders, and a white lower panel for additional sign wording. As you can see the picture below, that is the danger sign. Caution, foot protection required. Number 3. Caution sign. Caution sign shall be used only to warn against or caution against practices. Caution sign shall have yellow as the predominating color, black upper panel and borders. So, the upper panel should black. Yellow lettering of caution on the black panel, and the lower yellow panel for the additional sign wording. Black lettering shall be used for additional wording. Standard color of the background shall be yellow, and the panel black with yellow letters. Any letter used against the yellow background shall be black. The colors shall be those of opaque glossy samples. So as you can see the previous pictures, the caution sign. Number 4. Exit sign. Exit signs, when required, shall be lettered in legible red letters, not less than 6 inches high, on a white field, and the principal stroke of the letter shall be at least 3/4 in width. So, as you can see the picture below, that is the example of exit sign. Number 5. Have safety instruction sign. Safety instruction sign, when used, shall be with green upper panel with white letters to convey the principal message. Any additional working on the sign shall be black letters on the white background. So safety instruction sign shall be with green upper panel with white letters. Next, number 6. Directional sign. Directional sign other than automotive traffic sign is specified in the paragraph below. Shall be white with a black panel and white directional symbol. Any wording on the sign shall be black letters on the white background. So that is what we call the directional sign, as you can see the example below. Number 7. Traffic sign. Construction area shall be posted with legible traffic sign at point hazard. All traffic control sign or devices used for protection of construction workers shall conform to Occupational Safety and Health Administration or OSHE standard. So, as you can see the picture below, that is the example of a traffic sign. Number 8. Accidental prevention tags. Accident prevention tag shall be used as temporary means of warning of an existing hazard, such as defective tools, equipment, and etc. They shall not be used in place of or as a substitute for accident prevention sign. Specification for accident prevention tag similar as shown below shall apply. Okay, as you can see the pictures below, that is the example of accidental prevention tags. So you should aware of that. Okay, that's all for the learning outcome 1. Do you have a questions? If none, then let's continue to learning outcome 2. Control hazard and risk. There are 4 performance standards. First, we have OHS procedures for controlling hazards and risks are strictly followed. Second, procedures in dealing with workplace accidents, fire, and emergencies are followed in accordance with the organization's OHS policies. Third, personal protective equipment or PPE is correctly used in accordance with organization's OHS procedures and practices. And lastly, procedures in providing appropriate assistance in the event of workplace emergencies are identified in line with the established organization protocol. Those are the 4 performance standards in Learning Outcome 2, Controlled Hazard and Risk. Okay, what do you need to know? Sign and their location. So there are various types of sign and their location. First, you have the danger sign. Danger signs are used only when where immediate hazard exists. They are printed in red as the predominating color. So danger sign is used only where immediate hazard exists. Next, we have the caution sign. Caution signs are used to warn against potential hazard. Exit signs are printed in legible red letters for exit. Fourth, we have the safety instruction sign. Then, accidental prevention tags are used as temporary means of warning to existing hazard such as defection, tools, and equipment. Then, we have barricades are used for protection of employees. Okay, let's move on to personal protective equipment or PPE. So, here are the types of personal protective equipment or PPE used for safety purposes. Letter A, we have face protection. Goggles and face protection must be used when at risk from flying particles, liquid chemicals, acids or caustic liquids, or chemical gases. There are various goggles for face protection with certain design criteria for safety. So, we should wear these face protection goggles so that we are far from risk from flying particles, liquid chemicals, acid or caustic liquids, and chemical gases. Letter B. We have foot protection. Safety shoes with impact protection are used in work areas where heavy objects or tools could be accidentally dropped on the feet. Safety shoes with puncture protection are required when working around nails, wire, tacks, scrap metals, and other objects that could pierce the feet. So we should wear the safety shoes so that we don't get any injuries in our nails, in our feet. Letter C. Hand protection. Gloves are required to protect your hands from cuts, scrapes, punctures, burns, chemical absorption, and exhaust temperature. It is crucial that the type of glove being used is the right one for the job. Letter D. Hearing protection. Appropriate ear muffs or earplugs must be made available as a last resort if it is not possible to make the workplace less noisy. The requirement is a small part of the occupational noise exposure standard, which requires employers to ensure that workers are exposed to less than 90 decibels of noise over an 8-hour period. Letter E. Respirators. Appropriate respirators must be worn as a last resort if it is not possible. Okay, let's move on to topic 1, Occupation Health and Safety or OHS Procedures for Controlling Hazard and Risk. Number 1, conduct a hazard assessment like survey workplace to identify hazard, put them in writing. Determine whether any hazard require personal protective equipment. Pay attention to working conditions that can produce hazard. Reassess hazard whenever necessary, especially when new equipment is installed. Second, select appropriate equipment. Ensure that all personal protective equipment used in the right kind of equipment for the job and is maintained properly. Number 3. Have knowledge on the following. First, which PPE is necessary. Second, how to identify if it fits properly. Third, how to put on, remove, adjust, and wear personal protective equipment or PPE. How to dispose of personal protective equipment. The limitation of using personal protective equipment or PPE. Topic 2. Procedure in dealing with workplace accident, fire, and emergencies. Letter A. Dealing with accidents. Keep calm, don't panic, and study the situation. Second, report immediately to your teacher. Third, apply first aid to the victim while waiting for a nurse or a physician. Number 4, bring the patient to the nearest clinic or hospital. Letter B. Dealing with fire. First, do not panic. Stay calm. Call the attention of everybody. Use your firefighting equipment to extinguish the fire. Then you should call the office or the fire station. When dealing with fire. Next, dealing with emergencies. So first, you should stay calm and study the situation and call the attention of your teacher. Okay, let's move on to learning outcome 3. Maintain occupational health and safety awareness. There are 3 performance standards. First, procedures in emergency-related drill are strictly followed in line with the established organization guidelines and procedures. Second, OHS personal records are filled up in accordance with workplace equipment. And lastly, PPEs are maintained in line with organization guidelines and procedures. What do you need to know? Which is an ideal working station? Is it figure 1 working station 1 or figure 2 working station 2? Okay, let's find out. What is 5 is? The 5 is are Japanese words that start with letter S. But in the Philippines, some thought of 5 English words that all begin with letter S, which is equivalent to these Japanese words. It is therefore necessary to remember the Japanese 5s. What is important aside from retaining this into our minds is to make it part of our daily habit. As you can see the pictures below. Okay, below are the 5s and their English equivalent. So here we have Japanese, English, brief, explanation. For example, in Japanese, we have the series. In English, sort. So in brief explanation, take out unnecessary items and dispose. Seaton, systematize, arrange necessary items in good order to use. In Japanese, shiso, in English, sweep. So, clean your workshop. Shiketsu, in English, sanitize. In brief explanation, so you should maintain high standard of housekeeping. In Japanese, chitsu. In English, self-deceit. In brief explanation, you should do things spontaneously without being told or ordered. 5 is 5 is not simply a list of action items. It is an integrated concept of action, condition, and culture. The nature and implication of each S needs to be understood as follows. Number 1. Series or sort is an action to identify and eliminate all unnecessary items for your workplace, as you can see previously what I say. Second, Sutton, systematize, is an action to put every necessary item in good order. Siso or sweep is an action to clean your workplace thoroughly. Shiketsu or sanitize is a condition where high standard of good housekeeping is maintained so that there is no dust and rust anywhere. Number 5, we have the chitsu or self-discipline is a condition where all members practice accordingly. It is a culture. So here are the 5S. We have the Seri, Silton, Siso, Sikitsu, and Chitsuk. Okay, how to practice the 5S. First, the Seri or sort means take out unnecessary item and dispose. Step 1. So you should look around your workplace, discover and identify items which are unnecessary to your work, then dispose all unnecessary items. Never keep anything which is unnecessary to your work. Step 2. If you cannot decide whether an item is necessary or not, put disposal notice with the data on the item and set item aside. Step 3. After a period, say 2 months, check if someone has the item or not. If no one needed the item, that means the item is not needed for your work. Note, disposal can be done in either of the following ways. First, sell it to outside of the workplace. Second, move to other department or section where the item is needed. Third, throw it away, dispose as garbage. Then, in disposing the belongings, it is better to make people know who has the authority for disposal. Number 5, it is also better to make people know where to return excessive stock or materials and supplies. And lastly, while looking around for unnecessary items in your workplace, look at every note like when you are looking for cockroaches, it will be a bonus to you if you find some useful items. Okay, those are how to practice 5S in Seri or sort. Second, we have the Silton or systematize, means arrange necessary item in good order to use. So we should follow step 1. So we should follow the step 1. Make sure that all unnecessary items are eliminated from your workplace. Step 2. Decide with your workmates which things to put when taking into account the flow of your work. The principle is to put most frequently needed items close to the user so as to minimize the movement of the person. Things which are not so often used could not be placed slightly further away. Step 3. It is necessary to make sure that everyone at your workplace knows that what is kept for efficient use. Make a list of things with location and put it in a locker or cabinet. Label each drawer or cabinet to show what is kept inside. Note, the object of Seton or systematize is to make your workplace a safe and efficient place to work in. Next, you have Sekitsu or sanitize, means maintain high standard of housekeeping. So as not to waste your effort, do not stop after implementing initial 3S. The following are suggested for your Sekitsu or sanitize operation. First, create a maintenance system for housekeeping. Make a schedule of cleaning for your workplace. Second, interdepartmental competition is a very effective means of sustaining and enhancing people's interest on 5S. Note, indicate the names of the person responsible for the work area and for the machine. Second, regular inspection and evaluation on the level of 4S by each work are necessary. So do not criticize poor cases but also praise and commend good practices or good performance. Next, we have chitsuk or self-discipline. Means do things spontaneously without being told or ordered. It is to make everyone practices 4S spontaneously and willingly as habit or way of life. There is no other way to foster such culture than practicing 4S regularly until such time when everyone becomes fond of 5S. To help such corporate culture conducive to 5S, the following need to be emphasized. First, treat your workplace as your own home. Second, you are spending most of your waking time at your workplace than at home. Third, your workplace is an important place where to make income for yourself and your family. Fourth, make sure workplace as clean and comfortable as your home. You should take note that in enhancing shitsuk or self-discipline of workers in a workplace, the rules of management are very important. People with managerial duties should be worthy of respect and emulation. Okay, what can an individual gain from the 5S? First, the 5S makes your workplace more pleasant. In practicing 5S, you have to start from discussing and agreeing what to put for efficient use by everyone. With your workmates, you have to clean the workplace. Such human relation and working environment will make you and your work pleasant. Second, the 5S makes your work more efficient. If you have to look for something and takes so much time finding it, you are not only wasting your time but also wasting your energy and morale. On the other hand, if everything at your workplace is arranged in proper order and readily available for use, your workflow will always be very smooth. It improves not only your efficiency but also improves the rhythm of your work, and the more you will enjoy it. If you have a work, better to enjoy it. Next, number 3. The 5S improves your safety. A clear and tidy working environment where everything is properly placed, where clear instructions are readily available, and where no one throws anything is safer place to work in. Practicing in 5S improves your own safety. You can enjoy your work more with less rest. Number 4, the 5S improves quality of your work and your products. People affect environment. On the other hand, the environment also affects people. If you are accustomed to work in a clear and tidy environment, you can develop your sensitivity so that you can feel and identify any defect in your work. On the contrary, messy and untidy environment will adversely affect your sensitivity. Therefore, good environment will improve the quality of your work. So it is quite natural that quality products come only from clean and well-organized workplace. The 5S makes a quality life of people. The process of the 5S requires people to think, consult and agree with the other and cooperate with each other. At the same time, practicing the 5S gives people satisfaction of being creative, friendly with others, and seeing chances better. In summary, the 5S improves creativity of people. The 5S improves communication, human relation among people, camaraderie among people. The 5S gives vitality to people. Vitality of the people is the locomotion to move the company forward. A healthy shop is a safe shop. The shop should be a pleasant place where you will enjoy your work. Large manufacturing companies have learned that the shop accidents are greatly reduced when the shop itself is well lighted and well ventilated. The introduction of ventilating and blower system, which free the air of dust and particles of dirt, have gone a long way toward reducing accidents. Good, good lighting, both natural and artificial, likewise safeguards the worker. The healthy shop is a safe shop. After all, the protection of Health is the first rule of safety first in the shop. Here are safe procedures. First, control measures should be regularly reviewed through workplace communication and consultation. Second, safety and health committee meetings. Regular equipment and work safety check. Incident, accident, and near-miss records. Injury and lost time records and repair and maintenance reports. Those are the safe procedures. Workers should be continuously trained specifically on information and instruction on workplace safety and health, hazard and risks associated with work activities, safe work practices and procedures, safe handling including lifting and moving, safe operation of equipment and the control measure is in place. Safe use of plant and associated equipment, electrical safety, safety in confined spaces, and other training required under hazard-specific regulation, and safe use of hazardous substances relevant to the work to be performed. Correct use, fit, and care of PPE, tools, and equipment, and why the equipment is needed. First, emergency and first aid procedures. Second, sun protection to prevent skin cancer. Fire protection, information on dust, fumes, and air quality, and recognition of poorly ventilated areas and confined spaces. Okay, that's all for today. If you have any questions, clarifications, you can contact my cell phone number 0926-994-8254. Again, 0926-994-8254. For your activity and test, just visit our guide if linked below. https://cms.gaitf.com/ Just explore our learning path there and answer the test and the activity in assignment. So good luck. Okay, thank you for listening. See you next week. Once again, good day everyone.